Inaccurate metaperceptions. What are they, and how can they affect you? People tend to think that they are not appreciated by others, but this is often false. Let's see how this is the case. But what are metaperceptions? Metaperceptions are beliefs about how someone thinks that they are being viewed by others. They can be positive. For example, when someone thinks that they are being liked by the person to whom they are talking. But oftentimes they are negative, meaning that someone thinks they are not liked by the person to whom they are talking. But what do metaperceptions look like in real situations? For example, Lucas and Vlad have just met in their history class today. They talked for 10 minutes about their university experiences and what they like to do. When they had to say goodbye, both of them thought about the impressions they left on each other. Vlad thinks,
I enjoyed talking to Lucas. He is very nice. I don't know whether he enjoyed talking to me though. He probably thought I was boring.
And Lucas thinks,
Vlad is so friendly, but I'm not sure if he liked how I talked. He probably didn't enjoy our conversation as much as I did.
What can we observe from this interaction? Vlad liked Lucas, but Vlad doesn't think Lucas liked him as much. Lucas also liked Vlad, but Lucas doesn't think Vlad liked him as much. Vlad's impression of how Lucas viewed him is his metaperception. Vlad's metaperception is negative because he doesn't think Lucas liked him. But we can see that Lucas actually liked Vlad, which is his actual perception. So Vlad's metaperception doesn't match Lucas's actual perception. While Vlad thinks he's not liked by Lucas, Lucas' actual liking of Vlad is much higher than what Vlad had anticipated. We can see that there's a big gap between Vlad's metaperception and what actually happened in reality, which is why this is considered an inaccurate metaperception. When the metaperception isn't the same as the actual perception, we say that this is inaccurate because there's a gap between the two. What this means is that Vlad underestimated how much Lucas liked him. Research shows that most people underestimate how others perceive them, regardless of their age, their gender, the gender of the person who they're talking to, their personality traits, whether they use the first or a second language during the interaction, or even the length of the interaction. But what do we care about these inaccurate metaperceptions? Research also shows that there can be consequences of inaccurate metaperceptions. People who think they're less appreciated are less likely to want to speak in their second language or less likely to want to interact with that person again. For example,
I have a question about this presentation. Should I reach out to Lucas? Maybe not. I'm not sure if he would find me annoying with my questions.
But the research also shows that speaking and interacting in our second language is critical for the development of our second language. So if Vlad is hesitant to interact with Lucas or others in his second language, this may have negative consequences for the development of his language skills. Therefore, we should not let our insecurities about what other people think about us prevent us from speaking in our second language. In fact, people like you and appreciate your language abilities more than you think. So, how about you? Do you think your metaperceptions are accurate?